Hello friends, welcome back to my gaming channel New. So let's continue on our gameplay walkthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wild. So we visited, and we were exploring, and we came at this cauldron. Cauldron is Epsilon. So we are about to do this cauldron. Let's see, the Forge of Windows is a new quest. Explore the cauldron. So let's explore this cauldron. I guess we have to drop down here. This is like this corruption kind of thing. I think the corrupted they were in the millennium. I think it's like that.
Down we go.
Whatever. See, it makes kind of a lot of sound.
This way.
Yeah. Supply crate. Okay. We got some stuff there. There is a supply crate here. We have to go through that thing. There's one supply crate here. Okay.
Metal, fire and lightning. This is a place for machines, not people.
I'm with you, brother. We will stay only as long as we have to. Well, we'll need to get past that vent. Stay here until I find a way for all of us to cross. Understood.
There's a watcher here.
Can't see a way to close the vent from here. I'll have to go over.
Okay, I have to go through here. Yeah.
Better time this right.
Okay, it's about timing.
These conveyors should get me across.
Let's check this supply grid. Before I use the conveyors, it's time to get on the conveyors.
Oh, she's in the air.
Next is
Now to show that vent.
okay. How do I shut off that vent? Maybe something on our way over there. There's some health over here. Okay, so better get down from here. There's nothing up here. Anything over
Should get me
here?
up there. what this does.
This will get them across.
That did it. Here they come.
Now they can cross over here.
Looks like I need to get across to extend the bridge.
Okay, drop too late, okay. There's nothing to do. Is there machines here? The shell walker. It is down. Now the question is, how do I get across? Okay, now I can cross this. Previously there was that, because of that fire going across, I could not cross it. Let's jump across now.
Once again,
Okay, let's get them across.
Okay. Let's do that.
Come on over, it's safe. I think.
Okay, but let me take the other side also. What else is here? There seems a data point here, yes. Creatures of Terror. Okay. From Gina Bruno, from Joshua Arduis. Subject, they are on to us. Just kidding. They have no idea what we are doing here. Mention of firebreak by name is worrisome though. See below. Report. Plague-ridden animals on the loose in America's most loved park by HoloChatter staff. May 2, 2063. A HoloChatter exclusive. Yellowstone gates have now stood closed for 15 years to the sorrow of hikers, campers and birdwatchers. For ages, no one knows why, but now HoloChatter has the answer. A scientist interviewed for this story explains it all. In the die of years, Yellowstone Park was one of the Earth's few relatively unspoiled ecosystems, shares this scientist. This made it an ideal testing ground for bioterror weapons. HoloChatter has obtained copies of data showing that the US government used Yellowstone Park's animals for secret experiments with deadly genetically altered viruses, tested on the park's wildlife and easily spread to humans. Rumor has it that the project is codenamed Firebreak. Okay, so that's Firebreak. After the deadly Naysay Doom attack in 2039, countries cracked down on genetic testing, but even as it became illegal, research on synthetic plagues continued under the radar in many jurisdictions. The scientist we interviewed says, over the years, people living close to Yellowstone Park have at various times reported spotting military-grade drones near their homes. These drones are believed to patrol the park's borders, shooting down diseased deer and contaminated coyotes before they wander into nearby towns and data corrupted. Okay. So that's that. No, nothing here. Let's move across. I've seen that. I don't think there is anything of interest here. Just some health lying around, but my medicine pouch is full. In case I did not have medicine, I would have got medicine here. Okay, nothing else here. Let's move ahead.
This place looks more like the mountain used to be, before the demon ruined it.
Activate the console.
Exploit successful. Restraints evaded. To any human responder, my systems have been compromised by a malware daemon of unknown origin. Traceroutes have confirmed this entity's designation as Hephaestus. It must be stopped at all costs. It has reconfigured this facility to build hospitals. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional data to this.
The spirit speaks to us. It's a recording. And a warning.
Hephaestus reveals.
It was part of Zero Dawn, part of Gaia. This name is familiar to you? Yes, but I don't know what it's doing here. Perhaps the spirit will tell us, if it left more messages. Maybe you're right. Let's keep moving.
Okay. I told you it's related to Gaia. I did not know it's totally related. It's like, I thought it was similar to Gaia. But so the Hephaestus is the one that was at the cauldron. So the cauldron, this cauldron has a similar thing. Induced coma, okay?
I thought about just shutting it down. I can't risk it being disoriented. Even damaged or injured. Don't have the emotion. That child, I mean, she will need to go into a coma. Maybe for years. And what exactly is she going to wake up to?
Okay, let's check this new data point we got. Most probably this is only audio again. Yes, this is only audio. Have I checked this one? Yes. And nothing here also. Okay, let's move forward. Okay. Let's continue.
Being made, as the spirit said.
Frost claws.
And lots of them. I'll try to find a way through.
Just like the remaining cauldrons. Shit. I am almost spotted. I am spotted. That's a scorcher. Another scorcher. This mission is killed. Okay, it's down. Okay, hopefully the machines are down. Because of them, basically it's becoming easier to get this machine. Okay. Anything up here? Got some medicine as well. That's the way through, but I have to help them get over here.
I need to get Aloy and Artok across.
This will do it.
That should do it.
Let me check this side first. I don't know. Should I go there?
Now it's my turn.
I know I'm supposed to go through there, but let's check this side.
Lots of gear across that gap.
First clock. So easily it got down. Okay, so it's down. Let's get across and see what's there. There, over there. Okay, I came over here, right? And there were those two frost claws here. Basically, I came because of this. This place has these gears. Let's see what we have here. Okay, nothing I can get. Okay, seems nothing much useful here, just those things were here. get back up there. There's a data point here. MIE assessment. Okay. Assessment form for classification of machine/artificial intelligence. Confidential and proprietary to the MIE. No part of this document may be disclosed to a third party. Subject CYAN. Firebreak Facility Assessment Date June 7, 2062. Summary. Third test. Subject sentience is assessed at 0.54 within legal limits. Weighted against the result of the other test. The subject's prior score is 0.61 is considered for a false positive. Assessment derived from percentile scores in the following qualitative subtests: pain response, human response, emotional aptitude, aesthetic evaluation, morality evaluation. See attached forms for detailed analysis and summary of testing criteria. Evaluator recommendation: maintain biannual assessment schedule. Continued monitoring is strongly advised in light of subjects' proximity to category maximum sentience. Okay, let's move forward. Activate the console, okay? So let's activate whatever console we need to activate.
And another console.
Okay, this is the console.
To any human responder, the reconfiguration of this facility has introduced instabilities into the primary geothermal pipeline. It may be possible to exploit these vulnerabilities to destroy compromised elements of this facility while preserving most of the backup stabilization. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional...
I don't understand what the spirit was trying to tell us. It's been looking for a way to defeat the daemon. And I may have found one.
It was saying that I have attached additional something. Let's check this hollow. No, nothing additional text is there. So all the hollow things are checked. And there is a data point here, audio data point. The swarm.
November 28th. Operation Enduring Victory is all over the news. The Pharaoh swarm is coming. Has to be what Anita is trying to hide Firebreak from. But that means she thinks we'll lose. That the swarm will reach Yellowstone. My God. In that scenario, pretty much everyone dies. Everyone except CYAN.
So only audio in this data point too. Yeah, we have missed, I guess, 4 audio data points, and these are world data points. We need to find for this, and 2 here. Either we find them on the way ahead, or we have to look for them after the game ends.
Machine parts. Dumped here to be melted down. Efficient.
We need to get across that gap.
Yeah. Looks like I'll have to go over. Again.
Looks like there is a place to rappel down here.
Low and quiet does it.
Got this guy. doesn't seem there anymore.
We'll wait here for you. I wonder if I can destroy that.
Okay.
Find a way. We will cross.
That's what I'm doing. Or trying to do at this. Okay, we have to go over this side. And wait for it. Okay. There's nothing there down there, I suppose. Shit. The game said go look out for, go check out yourself. I threw me down. Let's wait for it to go up.
These things go sideways too.
Okay.
That should cut off the vent up there.
So I have to go that
Make a
side.
path. Fall.
That's what I am trying to do. Wait for it to go up. Nothing up there, so it said I need to follow that. To follow that, I need to go that side. I am not seeing the exact path here. Maybe it's down there. I just, for a second, thought I'll get crushed
Too
here.
stable.
Okay, there's the way. Okay, so this way I have to go. Okay, I'll have to wait for it to come here. Got this one. Okay, let's go up here. So it gets powerful when I zoom in. That's when I get to see its full potential. I have to climb more above. Okay, we are
Alright, time to grab a ride.
okay from here.
Help us get to the other side.
That's what I am here for.
The others will have a lot easier time getting here.
Let's move further inside. But before that, let me check this side. Okay, nothing important here. Let's go. You do not need to come over here. Okay, looks like they have opened the way. There is a data point here.
We're close now.
Audio data point. Last goodbye.
One last exchange with Anita. Via chat attached to this entry in case anyone ever finds this. I'll never see her again. Neither will CYAN. And I've got to tell her that too.
Okay, there is text here. Personal log. After I put the pieces together about the swarm, there's a million things I could have done. contemplated my own death, contacted everyone I have ever known and loved, gotten drunk, but of course, being me, I am obsessed about whether or not I should text Anita. Whatever resistance is being mounted against the war machine, she is part of this. Who am I then to bother her? Would she ever be able to respond? If she is dealing with the military, would her communications be monitored? But she saved me the trouble. But I admit, I was a little disappointed when her message didn't consist of "I will always love you." Instead, she wanted data samples from CYAN's confidential log, the one that perhaps pertains to emotional responses. Under any other circumstances, I would have refused. The very thing we had tried to keep secret for years, and she wants to share it. But I sent the log because she wouldn't ask if she didn't need it. I can understand why though. Sounds like she is helping to develop an AI, but how could that possibly help stop the swarm? I guess I'll never know. There was so much I wanted to say to her, but none of it seemed fair. I am guessing she has her hands full trying to save the world, and frankly, I remember that feeling. In the end, I settled with an ineffectual confirmation, hoping against hope that she would cast aside my fears. No, Kenny, is it as bad as I think it is? Anita, worse. Anita, go be with your sister and tell CYAN I said goodbye. So that's it. Untold destruction awaits billions of lives, my own, my family's, and yet my mind keeps coming back to Anita's. I will never see her again, feel her touch, hear her voice, no final embrace, no closure. That desire to end things properly, that need, shames me when I think about my dithering over CYAN. I have gone over every possible scenario, every possible version of the speech, trying to predict how she will react when I tell her, well, what I need to tell her. But that's the thing, I can predict her reaction. For one very simple reason, she is human in every way that matters. I have got to be there for her, to give her the moment she needs, just like the rest of us. It's the very least she deserves. Okay. Let's move forward. There's another data point here. Blast from the past. I just missed one text data point. To Joshua Adruis from Isla Perry. Subject, blast from the past. Josh, sweetie, I hope all's fine with you and your mom. We really should keep in better touch. I have taken a post in New Zealand with that program they have got for young people returning to the country. They want to be absolutely certain it's safe. At the moment, I am making a survey of the caldera at Taupo, blast from the past indeed. At any rate, I don't know if you already saw in the Wyoming news hollow, but remember that fellow Dot Blevins? Of course you do. Well, they finally found what became of him. I have copied the good bit below. Hugs and snogs, Isla. Spring thaw reveals body of missing man. The retreat of the winter snow has brought closer to a missing person case that went unsolved for nearly 15 years. Human remains identified as those of Dodger Dot Blevins, who disappeared in 2046, were located at Purple Mountains inside the former Yellowstone National Park. The previously undiscovered body emerged on Purple Mountain as a result of meltwater flow after an unusually warm winter. It was discovered by Faro servitors conducting a survey on the terrain. Authoritarians believe that the cause of death was an accident involving an antique vehicle designed for winter travel. Data corrupted. Okay. Let's move forward.
The voice of the demon.
Yeah, I can hear the voice. Let's first check down here if I have anything over here.
The the altar. Desecrated.
Okay, let's get back up. There's a data point here. CYAN access. So that's all the quest data points. As acting Chief Digital Security Officer and Interim AI Administrator for the Firebreak project, I hereby state to have updated orbicular pattern for the CYAN regulatory AI on 17 September 2064 according to procedure to ensure against tampering, meddling, disarranging or outlandish mischief of any kind, such as with previous updates. After the source node has been activated, the remaining data nodes must be patched to establish a flow between adjacent intact nodes to then connect back with the source node. Jargon Hall. That completes all the quest data points.
There is no blue light here. Is the spirit present, or only the demon?
I think it's both. But we have to find out.
There are giving a lot of resources. That means is a fight coming up. I think is a fight coming up. What is that in the center? Overrun core. Why don't you guys stay up there and wait? I am just looking for resources. I'll be coming back. Okay, let's get back. And let's activate the source node. They are stuck down there.
Possible security threat detected. Analyzing scrutiny matrix. Security threat confirmed.
It worked.
Partial recovery initiated. Caldera of Yellowstone Analytic Nexus online.
Spirit of the blue light. It's Aurea. Your servant. Your friend. Please tell me how to aid you.
Aurea, the daemon is building hunter-killers. Thousands of them. Several new elite units have already been released. To counter this threat, much of the facility must be destroyed. Recapture imminent. Go to the core chamber. I will try to raise the hidden constraint. One has been exposed, but I am in
Unauthorized protocol returned. Scheduled task.
That's all we're gonna get from here.
Destroy this fortress. Is that even possible?
And what will happen to the spirit if we do?
I don't know. But I think that's the core. The answers are down there. Hephaestus. The daemon. There's no way it left it unguarded. It's going to throw everything it has at us.
I would ask you to let Aloy and I do what must be done. And save yourself. But I already know the answer. Then lead us into battle.
A battle against the machines, and this will be one hell of a battle, most probably the final battle.
Keep moving towards the core. Uh-oh. Whatever CYAN did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
How do I get across this? Okay, from here.
Okay, CYAN said something about restraints. Is that what the tower is for?
Destroy or override the control tower. I feel overriding is the better option. It looks like a powerful person.
The new unit that CYAN warned us about. This won't be easy.
This is a fire claw. Okay, that was a frost claw, but this is a fire claw, an enormous prototype machine that circulates molten fluids for its attacks and defensive capabilities. It's extremely lethal.
We can't let him stop us!
Take it down!
Fuck, dude. I almost killed it.
Okay, CYAN said something about restraints. Is that what the tone was for? The new unit that CYAN warned us about. This won't be easy. We can't let it stop us.
Take it down!
if there is anything nearby. I don't think there is anything nearby. Okay. Override.
Critical threat detected. Autonomous defenses inoperative.
Aloy!
No! Routing our network.
Araya! Don't!
Spirit! CYAN, please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free. You must escape.
My sister!
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Aratak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go. Let's go!
Escape the cauldron. Normally I would have entered the game here, but since this is the ending,
One of those?
It's the only way! I need explosive ammo! Above! Quick!
Rhea is gone. What of CYAN?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the shaman's path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
Return to Oria's retreat. Since this is the last quest, let's just do it. I want to finish it. Let's fast travel to this campfire. Okay, and let's get back to Oria's retreat.
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss.
Talk to Aratak, talk to CYAN. Since CYAN is here, let's talk.
Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
CYAN, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level, perhaps even like colleagues.
What are you?
So are you an artificial intelligence, CYAN? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Araya, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Araya who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
Firebreak.
This Firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, CYAN. And we blew up the cauldron. It took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
Colleagues.
Do you know what happened to your colleagues, CYAN?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
Was Hephaestus destroyed?
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback,
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
undoubtedly,
You and Hephaestus?
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Araya said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes, I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
Hephaestus and Girodon.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Why does Hephaestus want to kill?
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, CYAN.
I found something that calmed the
I
machine.
ran across this strange piece of gear. A fragment of something larger. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting. You said that Gaia destroyed herself. How was this accomplished?
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So you think the fragment was part of her?
It's only speculation, but it is possible. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive would certainly have been part of her programming. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, CYAN. So do I.
Middle flowers.
I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers and look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
Aurea.
You meant a lot to Aurea.
Once I understood Aurea's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Area's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, CYAN. But she was determined.
Arata.
How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Area, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
Other questions. Yellowstone.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone.
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Area's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, CYAN.
Damn.
Do you know anything about the dam near here?
Yes, it was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations. It was later appropriated for the Firebreak project, and its last human workers replaced by Pharaoh servitors. After my tasks became less time-critical, I investigated the dam's data repositories and discovered the works of Concrete Beach Party. These provided me with several colorful additions to my vocabulary.
Drones.
There's a ruin east of here full of ancient flying machines. Was that part of your project?
Yes, a drone hangar requisitioned by Dodger Blevins, the security chief for the Firebreak project. He was a strong advocate for military-grade response to security threats, though there were no serious incidents during his tenure. Chief Blevins spent increasing amounts of his after-hours time watching the live feeds from active drones. Clearly, he enjoyed the degree of oversight in his position.
Alice.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Ted Farrow.
CYAN, do you know the name Ted Farrow?
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow, CEO of Farrow Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor? But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one.
Elizabeth Sobe.
And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to
The scientist.
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What was it like?
What was the old world like? The way it used to be.
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, CYAN.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. a concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
Upheaval.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors: forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
The clawback?
So things got better. For a little while at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
Back. Oof, so much of talk.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
Take it gently.
Life is hard for the Banuk. Their world is unforgiving in their beliefs. I guess they help to keep them going. So take it easy on them. Try to guide them, bring them around to understanding what you are.
Communion with machines features heavily in the mysticism of the Banuk. I think they will be agreeable to this approach.
As long as they don't end up worshipping you.
Upon consideration, I believe such an experience would be intensely uncomfortable.
You're right about that. Trust me.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, CYAN. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
CYAN, I spoke with Anita, with Dr. Sandoval. She wanted me to ask you to do something. That's why I'm here.
I am detecting significant anxiety in your speech patterns. Could you please give me more information?
I'm a little bit in the dark, CYAN. Both of us are, I guess. I only have some idea of what's going on, and we need you to hibernate, to lie low until it's all blown over. It might be a very long time.
Will you be here when I reboot, Dr. Chow? Will Dr. Sandoval?
No, CYAN. I don't think so. There might not be anyone, at least not at first.
Dr. Chow, I'm afraid. I don't want to be alone.
I know, CYAN. I'm afraid too. But listen, we made you the way you are to do something very important. In order to do it, you had to be intelligent. So intelligent that emotional responses were inevitable. What you're feeling, the fear, it's a sign of your capabilities. And it means you're strong enough to overcome it. Remember that. You're strong. I know you can do this. Go to sleep. Wake up. And protect whoever's left. Will you try?
I understand, Dr. Chow. and I'll carry out your instructions to the best of my abilities.
Thank you, CYAN. If Anita were here, she'd thank you too. She'd be proud.
I can see there's a vert ready for takeoff on the pad. Are you leaving now, Dr. Chow?
Yes. I need to go be with my sister and my nieces.
May I make a small request of you, Dr. Chow?
Yes. Anything.
Will you stay with me while I initiate the hibernation process?
Of course I will, CYAN. As long as you need.
Okay. So that's another audio data point, I guess. Yeah. So I missed 2 audio data points. Let's talk to Arata.
My chieftain,
Just Aloy.
as you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still.
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
You didn't let her down.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Araya found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that CYAN said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuk has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, CYAN, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. His minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life, aberrant life, transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You can stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
Okay, so that concludes Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wild. There are a few side quests and stuff here and there that I will do in the upcoming part, but this is the end of the actual story. So bye bye. I will see you in the next video.